Yeah.
Well, on your family, how did you come out then? What age?
I was 20, so I feel like I always knew I liked guys. I remember looking at a photo of Freddie Prinze Jr. on the back of my sister's door when I was like 12, and I was like...
Everyone's got that one celebrity, don't they?
But I think it took me a while to make sure I didn't like girls. I was very confused about that. And then eventually I did work that out through, trial and error.
Yep.
Yeah, wasn't into it.
Yep.
Used to have to get very drunk.
Those unlucky ladies.
Some
I promise it works sometimes.
Oh, those poor girls.
It's not you, it's me.
It's poor girls. Yeah.
They knew.
What a time that was. I went away and worked on cruise ships. And that was a really good time.
I think that in itself says gay.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a dance cast and an ice skating cast on the ship. Like lots of gay dudes were there. And I think being from a country town in South Australia, I didn't have any gay friends. I didn't know anybody really gay. So like I wasn't around it. And therefore, like I said before, having representation on TV and stuff is so important because it gives people in those situations a representation of themselves and makes them feel more comfortable. So this was the first time that I've been surrounded by gay people and saw that they come in every shape and size and personality, which made me more comfortable in myself.
But also seeing they were just happy and normal.
Yeah.
Because where I was raised, it was kind of like gay is bad before I knew what gay was. And then if someone was gay, everyone was talking about them and it was a negative. But then, as you say, you're on this cruise ship and you're like, oh, they're just like everyone else.
And I remember there was a gay couple that had been together for like 10 years. There was some single, like gay dudes having lots of fun on the ship and it's like all different situations and just seeing them happy and thriving and, being just normal people. I was like, okay, this made me a lot more comfortable with myself. The start of that contract, I actually was hooking up with a girl and then she was...
On the ship?
Yeah, she was, and then I ended up hooking up with a guy. And then at that point, I was like, nah, that was way better than anything I've ever experienced before. Because I was genuinely into it, which is...
Unlucky girl again.
Yeah, we're still friends to this day. Her name's Lauren, and yeah, we're very good friends to this day. She was the first person that I said the words to, I think I'm gay. And she said, yeah, I think so.
I think you are as well.
Here I thought I was killing it.
It's when you made her watch Brokeback Mountain 4 times.
Yeah, exactly. Just that one scene over and over.
So Lauren, do you want to go camping?
Yeah, exactly. And then so I became comfortable with myself and then ended up dating a guy on the ship. And there's a side story to that as well.
How long were you on these ships for a time?
4 years. But I came out after my first contract. So I was away for 9 months.
So you'll do 9 months on a ship?
Yeah. And we'll tell this story another day because it's just going to be too long otherwise. But that guy I dated had a fiance at home. Oh. And I had no idea. So the first guy I fell in love with was lying to me the whole time. But we'll come back and we'll tell that story another day. Just we'll drop that bomb there. Anyway, I've gone home. I'm super comfortable with who I am at this point. And I just sort of just sat mum down as soon as I got home and said, Mum, I've got something to tell you. You want to sit down? And she goes, you've gotten a girl pregnant, haven't you? I said, not with what I've been up to, Mum. And then I tell her that I'm gay and she goes, oh, really? And she was shocked. Like she actually had no idea, which I found surprising because I thought maybe there was signs or you would think your parents might just...
But when you talk stereotypes, you were playing footy around this time, were you? Or?
I wasn't playing footy. I mean, I wasn't working on cruise ships, but I was sporty through school.
Yeah, but to most parents, unless you're taking like the really feminine boxes or whatever.
They don't know. Yeah. Anyway, told her. And then I could tell in that instant she was fine with it. Probably wasn't ideally what she wanted to hear. I mean, we're going back. Well, how old am I now? So this is like 16 years ago. So it's crazy to say, but times were a little bit different then. We're definitely more progressive, more accepting now. So Mum was firstly just worried about what Dad would think. I could tell from the way she was speaking back to me. So then we both went out to the kitchen, told Dad, and Dad goes, oh, you're not, are you? And I was like, yeah, I am. And he's like, oh, okay. And just went out and mowed the tennis court and just like spent some time outside.
You had a tennis court at your house?
Yeah.
All right.
Lawn court. Anyway.
Rich?
No. Middle class. And then Dad came back inside and we kind of just didn't speak about it. It was quite tense. And later I found out that the biggest issue Dad had as well was what his friends would think. And it was kind of that thing where no one really cared themselves. It was everyone was caring what everyone else would think. And then realizing that no one else cared was what eventually settled everything. But the next morning was quite funny because Dad came into my room and woke me up and was like, "Morning, Sam." It was morning. And he just, next words he said was, "So you still gay?"
Nah.
And I said, yeah, I am, Dad. He's like, all right. And I reckon for the next 4 years, Mum was like great. She would always ask me questions about whether I was dating guys. Dad took more of a like, he was fine with it, but wasn't invested in it. Like about 4 years later, it was 2016. It was when gay marriage first came out legal in America. And I was dating an American guy at the time. So I had a FaceTime call with all my family back home. And I was like, how exciting. And at this point, I might be wanting to move to New York. And there was talk of marriage between me and this guy to like, not just get the visa, but, you know, an easier way to like sort that out. We were legitimately in love. And
did you say in case immigration?
Yeah, in case you're listening. And then Dad just at the back as we're all talking just goes, "God, there's a lot of you out there, isn't there?" And in that moment I was like, geez, I really thought he was fine with it. And then I just sent him a message after that call and just sort of said like, "Dad, you know, I came out to you 4 years ago. We've never really spoken about it. I don't think I've given you the space to talk about any concerns you have. So like, if you ever want to talk about it and there'll be no hard feelings, you won't offend me. You can be as honest with it as you want, but I just want you to know I'm the same person. You know, I'm still me. I've been out for 4 years now. You've seen that I haven't changed as a person." And at the end of the message sort of just said, you know, you don't have to reply to this, but I'm open to any conversation you want to have. That moment onwards, he was just completely supportive, invested. And yeah, he's even thanked me a few times since for helping him through that time, but also opening him up to be more progressive in so many ways.
I think it's generational.
Yeah.
And like when they're raised, and my parents similar, where gay is like this bad thing and they don't know anyone gay and they don't understand it, and then their child's gay. Yeah. They still love you, but instantly it's like, oh no. And then they realize, oh, it's still the same. Yeah. So I don't doubt your dad ever was like, oh my God, that's not my son anymore. Like, but until you said to him, hey, you still love me, whatever, you still accept it, but actually this part of me you don't acknowledge. Yeah. And I think one thing that I did when I came home, because I was so comfortable with myself, I was kind of pretty forceful with my coming out. I was like, I'm gay and you're going to accept me. And although I should have every right to be accepted, I think giving your family space and time and giving them grace as much as you expect grace and giving them the openness and the space to have conversations about it is going to help the journey if anyone is listening at home and, you know, thinking about it.